everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be a 55 minute very abs focused Pilates style with weights. So we don't do really any standing poses except for some sun salutations at the start of class. Shocking, I know. And I'm just using one weight, so you only need one of a set. It doesn't matter what weight it is. I mostly just use my 5 kilo weight. You could definitely go lighter. There are definitely some things that you could do heavier, but if you're going heavier, I would have a couple of lighter things available to you, just because we do some things where you're kind of holding the weights long and then you're going away from your body, and it's quite difficult to sustain that position with a heavier weight, but you do you. If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like and subscribe and tell a friend. And if you've got comments or feedback, please let me know in the comments section below. We are going to get started today with the weights near the top of our mats in a tabletop position. Starting in a tabletop position with your toes tucked under, shoulders above the wrist, knees underneath the hips. As you inhale, drop your belly, reach your sternum forward, cow belly breath. As you exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, cow belly breath. Exhale, tuck and round. This time, hold your tuck. You're going to send your hips back towards your heels, getting a nice little stretch through the bottom of the feet. Inhale, round yourself forward, take an exhale. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, tuck and round. As you inhale, send your hips back towards your heels. Exhale it forward, my bad. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale it back. Exhale it forward. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, this time come to neutral. Press into the feet. Lift your knees to hover. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to swivel your heels towards the right. Knees come to the left. Open your left arm to the sky. As you exhale, come back to center. As you inhale, heels drop over to the left. Swivel the knees. Open the right arm to the sky. Exhale through center. Inhale, swivel heels to the right. Open the left arm up. Exhale through center. Inhale, swivel the heels to the left. Open the right arm up. Exhale through center. Option to stay. Otherwise, this time as you swivel your heels to the right, you'll shoot your right leg through as your left arm lifts. And then exhale through center, inhale it to the other side. I'm just going to give up on lefts and rights. You know what we're doing. We're going side to side. We're going to go one more on each side. Come back to your bear pose, drop your knees. Inhale, cow belly breath. Exhale, tuck and round. Come back to a neutral spine. This time you're going to pike those hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Give your legs a little bit of a pedal. As you inhale, sweep your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Option to grab one of your weights here if you want to. As you inhale, you're going to open that left arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, thread it under. See if you can tap your right thigh. Inhale, open arm to the sky. Exhale, thread it under. We're just going to do 3 more here. From here, you're going to plant your right hand. We're going to step our left foot back to meet our right, coming into a side plank. Modify if you need to. You can stagger. Inhale, reach your hand up towards the sky with or without the weight. As you exhale, we're going to thread under, but we're coming towards the outside of our right knee, so it's a little pike of the hips. And then inhale, open it back up to the sky. As you exhale, come under, tap the outside of the right knee. And then inhale, open it up. We've just got 3 more. Believe it or not, we are just warming up. Inhale, open that arm to the sky. As you exhale, come through your high plank pose. Drop your knees if you need to. We're coming into our first chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward. As you exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, press it back up. We've got 4 more. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press it up. 3 more on your own. And then send those hips up and back, downward dog. Give your feet a little bit of a pedal. As you inhale, sweep your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step it to the outside of the right hand. Again, option to grab that weight if you want to. Inhale, open the right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, thread it under. See if you can tap your left thigh. 4 more. Open the right arm to the sky, get nice and strong through your left arm, step the right foot back to meet the left, stagger if you need. Inhale, big breath in, exhale, thread under, see if you can tap the outside of that left thigh down towards the knee, and then inhale, open it up. You've got 4 more here. Inhale, open that arm to the sky. As you exhale, come through your high plank. Best thing ever, we've got 5 more chaturanga push-ups. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring it up. 4 more. Send it all the way back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees generously. Roll up the length of the spine to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We're going to do a couple of rounds of Surya A before we do some ab work. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, step, walk or float. Chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog if you want it. You can take a cobra, you could take a plank. Exhale, option for that third chaturanga, because why not? Inhale through plank. Exhale, bend the knees straight away, send the hips back to the heels. Hop yourself forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, option for that third chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, bend the knees at the back of the mat. Hop to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. 1 more round. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, your vinyasa. From here, we're gonna meet in that loaded beast position. So kind of like a downward dog with really, really bent knees. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lift your left hand as your right foot shoots through towards the front of the mat. And then you're gonna step it back to plank. And then we're gonna load the beast. Load the beast, that sounds terrible. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Make sure your weights aren't in your way. And you're gonna scoot that left foot through as you lift your right hand. Step it all the way back to plank. Now, you have the option to add a weight to this. So if you're gonna add a weight, stick it in the middle of your mat. Bend your knees, take your hips back. Step your left foot. Pick up the weight with your left hand as that right foot shoots through. Arm lifts. Return the weight as the right foot steps back. Plank. Bend the knees. Right foot steps. Pick up the weight with the right hand as the left foot comes through. Return the weight as the left foot steps back. Right foot steps back. You get it? We're going to do 4 more on each side. You can pick up the pace a little bit if you want to. One more each side. Come through your plank pose, downward facing dog. Look to the top of your mat, make sure your weight isn't in your way. You're gonna step, walk, or float yourself through into a seat. I'm just grabbing an extra mat because it's more comfortable for me. So you've got one weight in your left hand. We're gonna come all the way down to lying on our backs. Your right hand is going to support behind your head. Your elbow is going to stay nice and wide. Lift the left arm towards the sky. Palm facing your toes is a little harder. Palm facing the center line is going to be easier. As you inhale, you're going to reach that weight all the way overhead. The further back it stays, the harder this will be. As you exhale, you're going to come into a chest lift. So start to lift that weight, curl your chest up, and you're going to sweep the weight all the way down by your hip. Keep your pelvis even. As you inhale, you're going to reach that weight back overhead as you deliver your head back to the ground. As you exhale, the further behind you the weight stays. As you lift your chest, the harder it will be. Then you sweep it down, trying to anchor your right hip to the floor. And then inhale, return to the floor. We do 3 more like this, and then we're going to add. So when we add, you can always stay at the first level. This time we're going to add. So the start is the same. Exhale to come up. Sweep that weight down. Hold it here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, try and keep your hips even. You're going to float both feet to tabletop. Set them down. And then inhale, return. Exhale, lift yourself up. Inhale, float the legs to tabletop. Anchor that right hip down. Exhale, tap the toes to the floor. And then inhale it back down. So keep those toes nice and light. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, lower. Inhale it down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to lower. Inhale it down. We'll do one more and then we'll combine them. So now, as you exhale, you're going to float your legs to tabletop as you chest lift. Listen carefully. As you inhale, option, shoot those legs on a 45-degree as you lower your head. Exhale, legs come back to tabletop as you lift your chest. And then inhale as that weight comes overhead, legs go long, lower the head. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lengthen. So when you bring those legs to tabletop, try not to bring the knees closer than in line with the hips. It'll make your life harder. So if you bring the closer your knees are to your chest, the easier it will be. So if you want to make your life harder, which of course we do, that's why we're here, you want to try and keep those knees above your hips. We've got one more layer. We're going to add it on. So you're going to hold in that tabletop position. You're going to sweep your left arm out to the left. Really anchor down that right hip. Try and keep your knees in the center. Bring it back. And then we lower and lengthen. Exhale to lift. Inhale, sweep the left arm. Whew, that's hard. Exhale to center. Inhale to lower. We've just got 3 more here. Last one. We're going to lower down. We're going to come back up. We're going to pass that weight under the legs. So shoot your right leg long, pass the weight behind the left leg, and then you're going to switch. Bend your right knee, extend your left leg. We're doing a little figure 8 behind the back of the legs as our legs bicycle. We're going for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're ending up back with that weight in our left hand. Keep the weight up to the sky. Lower the hips down. Lower body is going to come into a bridge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift those hips up. You can stay with 2 feet on the ground. Otherwise, your right leg is going to come up into a tabletop. As you inhale and reach that left arm overhead, you're going to shoot your right leg long, and then exhale, bring everything back to center line. So the idea here is that you're keeping your hips nice and level. You're trying not to let that right hip drop down in space. So that's going to take a lot of work through your left hamstring. We're not layering, so we're going to do a few of these. We've got 5 more. Last one here. If you can, keep that left leg up. Your leg can be straight, it can be bent, whatever's the most comfortable for you. We're going to add a single leg bridge and a skull crusher. So palm faces the midline. As you inhale, you're going to bend your elbow. Don't move your shoulder. Tap your hips to the floor. And as you exhale, straighten the elbow as you lift the hips. Inhale, bend the elbow, tap the hips. Exhale to lift. So that right leg is just going along for the ride. I don't mind whether it's bent or straight, whatever it's doing, but you're trying to get both sides of your pelvis to tap the floor at the same time and lift at the same time. So a lot of work for that left leg. Try to keep your whole left foot on the floor. With your skull crusher, you're trying not to move your upper arm. So if your shoulder is wiggling around in space as you do this movement, try and keep it still. Sometimes it helps to put your other hand on your elbow crease and think about just folding over your elbow. Everything else in that arm stays still. That'll get your triceps. Good news, I lost count. So we're going to do 3 more. We were aiming for 10. You're going to set that leg down, set the hips down. This is going to be a little bit of a weird transition. We're coming into a side plank on the right. We're going to keep working that right oblique. So you're just going to roll yourself over. You're going to prop yourself onto your right elbow, and that weight is going to come to the top of your left hip. As you inhale, you're going to dip your hips to the floor. Exhale, pick them up. You can definitely stagger your legs here if you need. Inhale to dip. Exhale, pick it up. We're going for 8 more of these. Keep it up. You're going to lift that weight up to the sky. We're going to bring back that triceps extension. So once again, try and keep your shoulder still in space. It's harder in this position. As you inhale, bend the elbow. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bend. Exhale, extend. We're going to do 3 more and I'll give you the option to add. So you could stay right here. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, 1 hip dip. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, hip dip. Exhale to lift. 3 more and we'll go 1 more layer. Oops. My shoulder is on fire. Last one. Okay, last layer. bend, extend, dip, lift, one leg lift of that left leg. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. Inhale, dip, exhale, lift, one leg lift. You've just got 3 more. My right shoulder is screaming. Whew, gotta shake it out. You keep going. We got 2 more. From here, we're going to come through center into a plank. So you're just going to turn yourself forward. I'm changing, so I'm not talking into the fan. We're down in a forearm plank. The weight is in the center of our body. You're going to plant the right palm, left palm. Now we're in a high plank. Right forearm, left forearm. Left palm, right palm. Left forearm, right forearm. You get it? Keep going. You can lower your knees if you need to. The idea here is that you're trying to keep the rest of your body as still as you can. So your hips are going to move, but what I'm trying to get you not to do is turn your pelvis from side to side as much as you can. Keep your hips facing down towards the floor. It's going to be much more effective. We'll do one more with each side leaning. We're going to meet in a high plank. That weight is in the middle of your mat. You're going to take it with your right hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to shift back. See if you can tap that weight to your left toes. And then inhale, bring it forward. Switch hands. As you exhale, tap the left hand to the right foot. Inhale, bring it forward. So you're just setting that weight down in the middle of the mat in between each time. We do 3 more on each side like this, and then I'll give you the option to add. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten that we have a whole other side to do. Hopefully by the time we get there, I still remember what we have to do. One more each side. So you could stay right like this. Otherwise, you're going to take that right hand, tap it to the left foot. As you inhale, that weight is going to come through your shoulder as you come into a plank and punch it forward. Set it down to the mat. I might have to switch to a lighter weight. You're going to take the left hand, tap it towards the right foot. As you come through, the weight comes through your shoulder and punches towards the front of the mat. And then set it back down to center. We're going to do 4 more on each side. And then I'll give you the option for one final layer. You can, of course, speed it up a little bit. One more each side. Oh, here comes the dog. Okay, weight is in the right hand. You've got your option to tap, option to punch, and then an option to open up into a side plank. Right arm comes to the sky. Set it down, weight comes into the left hand. Tap the right toes, punch it forward. Open it up into your side plank. So I'm coming back through the shoulder each time I transition. And then tap it down to the floor. Tap the toes. Punch it forward. Back to the shoulder to transition into your side plank. Open up to the sky. Back through the floor. Switch hands. Tap the toes. Punch it forward. Through the shoulder to open up to your side plank. and then tap it down. We've got 3 more on each side. For some reason these are really hard to count because I'm changing sides all the time. I think this is our last one on the right. You would think that after 33 years of being alive, I would learn to count, but you would be wrong. Beautiful. Come back through center. Send those hips back towards the heels. Make sure your weight is out of the way. Step, walk, or float yourself through to a seat. And we're going to come all the way down and do that whole lovely thing on the other side. So weight is going to come into your right hand this time. Left hand behind the head, elbow nice and wide. Remember, palm facing the toes a little harder. On the shoulder, palm facing the center line a little bit easier. Reach that weight as far overhead as you're comfortable. Keep it back there. As you exhale, you're going to lift that weight as you lift the head. And then you're going to sweep it all the way down towards your hip. And then inhale, slowly lower down. Your head stays nice and heavy in your hand. As you exhale, curl the ribs down towards the pelvis, and then the arm sweeps. Inhale, bring it back down. 3 more before we add our first layer. All right, first layer is coming. As you exhale, lift yourself up, sweep that arm down. As you inhale, anchor your left hip to the floor as you float the legs to table. Exhale, lightly tap the toes to the floor. And then inhale, head and weight, find the floor. Exhale to lift, sweep that arm down. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, float them down. Inhale, lower the chest. 3 more before we add again. The last one like this. So now we're going to combine. As you exhale, float the legs to tabletop as you lift. As you inhale, option to send those legs long as you lower the head. Exhale, draw it into lift. Inhale, send it long to lower. You've got 3 more here. Last one, sorry, that was your last one. This time we're going to lift and hold, glue that left hip to the floor, float the weight out to the right, bring it back in, inhale, lengthen to lower, exhale to lift, inhale, float it out, exhale it in, inhale, lengthen, lower. You've got 3 more. The end is in sight for this. Lower down, we're going to bring it back up and we're going to take that figure 8 bicycle. So passing the weight behind the knee from hand to hand, behind the knees from hand to hand. We're going to go for 10, 9, 6, 4, 2, 1. I miscounted. We got one more. That weight ends up back in the right hand. Float those feet down. Set yourself up for bridge. Palm, hand to the sky. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift yourself up into bridge. Remember, you could stay here or up on those left tippy toes, or that left leg floats into tabletop. As you inhale, extend that right arm overhead as you extend the left leg long. And then exhale, bring it back to center. We're here for 10. We don't layer this. Try to keep that pelvis nice and still. We're going to turn this into that single leg bridge with the tricep extension. So as you inhale, lower the hips, bend the elbow. Exhale, extend and lift. Inhale, bend and lower. Exhale, extend and lift. You've got 8 more. My right arm is so much weaker than my left. It's wild. Beautiful. So from here, we're making that awkward transition into a side plank. So lower your hips down. That weight is going to come to your right hip as you swivel yourself over onto your left forearm. Stack or stagger your feet. As you inhale, you're going to dip that bottom hip. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale to dip. Exhale to lift. You got 8 more. Last one. Keep your side plank. Reach that right arm to the sky. We bring in that tricep extension again. So inhale, bend the elbow. Try and keep the upper arm still. Exhale, extend. Inhale to bend. Exhale, extend. You've got 3 more. Now we're going to add that hip dip. Inhale, bend the elbow. Exhale to extend. Inhale, 1 hip dip. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift. 3 more before that final layer. Don't worry, I hate me as much as you hate me. Final layer. You stick with it if you can. I need a break. We're going to add that leg lift. So you'll bend the elbow, dip the hips, top leg lifts. You've just got 4 more. Telling myself as much as I'm telling you. One more. Once again, you're going to set that weight down in the center of your mat. Come into your forearm plank. I'm just turning so I'm not in the fan. And we're going to make our way back up into our high plank pose. This time, it's going to be kind of like a little side plank series. So keep your feet about hips distance apart. The weight is going to come behind the right wrist. Keep your pelvis pretty even. You're going to take the left hand, drag the weight to the left. Swivel the heels to the right. As you inhale, lift that left arm to the sky. As you exhale, just for now, we're going to set it back down. Heels come center. Grab the weight with the right hand, take it to the right, swivel the heels to the left. Inhale, open the hand to the sky. Exhale, set it back down. And we go again. We're going to do 4 more on each side, and then we're going to add on. We've just got 1 layer here, so don't panic too much. We've got 1 more on each side before we add. All right, so from here, you're going to grab it with your left hand. Open up into that side plank. As you exhale, keep the kind of side plank, but pike your hips as if you're coming into down dog. Left hand reaches towards your right foot. Inhale, open it up to the sky. Exhale, set it down. We go to the other side. Right hand grabs the weight. Inhale into your side plank. As you exhale, pike the hips, reach back towards your left ankle. Inhale, reach it back up to the sky. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, pike the hips, reach back. Inhale, open it to the sky. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, pike. Inhale, reach. Exhale, set it down. Do 3 more on each side, and then we've got 1 more layer. I know I told you we only had 1 layer, I lied. Last one here. Okay, so the whole thing starts the same. Left hand reaches, pike it back, reach it up. This time option, as you exhale, top knee and top elbow come towards each other. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, pike. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set it down. I promise that's the last layer, and you've got 4 more on each side. One more each side. Come back through center. Move that weight off to the side. You're gonna give me a chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Listen carefully. Exhale, drop the elbows back. Dolphin pose. Inhale, you're gonna lift the elbows, come through plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Now I'm gonna give you the option to combine this all. So if you can, keep your elbows bent and bring it straight forward to chaturanga. And then straight back into dolphin. Straight forward chaturanga, straight back into dolphin. You've just got 3 more. And then set those knees down. We're going to finish off in a tabletop position here. We're going to have one weight in your left hand. I'm gonna put, just because I have double weights, I'm gonna put one weight under my right wrist just because it's more comfortable for me. So we're gonna start with just a leg lift and a row. So as you row your left arm, you're going to float your right leg back behind you. So take an inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna row and extend that right leg back behind you. Inhale, tap it back down. Exhale, row and lift. Inhale, tap it back down. We're going to do 3 more of these. Crampers. On your next one, you're going to row, hold. Give me a tricep kick back. Bend it, tap it down. Row, tricep kick back. Bend it, tap it down. Keep going. Last one. You're going to row, kick back, keep the right leg long, tuck the toes behind you, put the arm down. You're going to give me one nose to knee to nose. Set the right leg down. Lift and row, tricep kick back. Foot and hand meet the mat. Exhale, tuck and round. We've just got 3 more of these. Nice and short and sweet. Last one. We're going to change it slightly. We're going to make this a reverse fly. I'm just swapping. No, actually, I'll keep my weights. So you could keep your right toes tucked, or you could have them floating again. Little bend in that left elbow. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, capital T with that left arm. And then exhale, slow control it in. We're going to keep that right leg floating. Inhale, capital T, hit a pause, and then bring it back in. So I've dropped my weight because I want to hit that pause at the top of the movement. We do 2 more, and then I'm going to give you the option to add. So you've got 1 reverse fly. Bring it in. You're going to inhale, reach that left arm forward. As you exhale, curl, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, just the arm drops. You'll reverse fly. Bring it through center. Reach the arm. Give me a curl. Reach it long. Arm comes down. So that left leg, for the most part, isn't really doing a whole pile. It's just kind of hanging out there until you crunch. We're going to do 3 more of these. We're going to stick with just that bird dog crunch. So you're going to reach and crunch, reach and crunch. You've got 8. Last 2, last 1. Beautiful. Give it a little bit of a shake out. We're going to come to the other side. And then we're going to stretch. And then we're going to be done. And nope. Still need that weight there. Brain is fading. Okie dokie. Here we go. As you row that right arm, you're going to float that left leg behind you. So exhale, row and float. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, float. Inhale, tap it down. 3 more here before we add that kick back. Row, keep the leg floating, tricep kick back, bend it in, tap it down. 4 more here. We row, extend, toes tuck. As you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, lift, kick back, bend, tap, tuck. 3 more. Set that knee down, same but different. Change your weights if you need to. We're going to bring it into that reverse fly. Left leg can float if you want. As you exhale, reverse fly, stick it. Inhale, slow lower down. Exhale, reverse fly, stick it. Inhale, lower down. So this reverse fly, you really got to work on that control around your hips to try and keep yourself from wobbling all over the place. Not that it's inherently bad, you just get a lot more out of the movement if you learn to control it. You got 1 more. So option to add, you give me 1 reverse fly, bring it back through center. Right arm reaches forward, exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach forward, exhale, return. Reverse fly, lower, reach, crunch, reach, return. Just 4 more. Last one. We stick with just that crunch, reach and crunch, reach and crunch for 8. Last 2. Last 1. And then set it down. You can set those weights off to the side. You don't need them anymore. You're going to tuck under your toes, come to sit back onto your heels. We're just going to interlace those fingers and give your wrists a little bit of a roll. Keeping the fingers interlaced, flip the palms towards the front of the room. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. As you exhale, give me a side bend towards the left. Inhale, bring it through center. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, one more each side. From here, you're going to make sure you've got enough room. Walk your walk your feet back, hips above the knees. Walk your hands forward. Drop your chest down. We're coming into a puppy pose. From here, you can alternate between pressing one shoulder closer down towards the floor or walking one hand a little bit further forward to get a nice stretch in through your lats. Bring yourself back up through center, tabletop position. You could grab a weight here if you wanted to. As you inhale, you're going to sweep that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, we're just going to thread the needle. Inhale, open up. Exhale, thread it through. We've got 3 more here. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, set it down. Plant the right hand. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale, thread it through. 4 more here. Inhale, open that left arm up. Exhale, set it down. Bring yourself through to a cross-legged position. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Sorry, my neighbor is yelling. As you inhale, you're going to side bend over towards the right. So your left elbow is pointing up towards the sky and you're kind of holding onto your left knee. As you inhale, open your chest up to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to close it down. See if you can tap your left knee, your left elbow to your right knee. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bring it down. So you're trying to keep that left hip glued down to the floor. You should feel a nice side body stretch here. Just 2 more. And we'll switch it out. So left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind the head, elbow nice and wide. Take a side bend over to the left, open that right elbow up to the sky. As you inhale, twist a little bit so your chest comes up to the sky. And then as you exhale, rotate it down. See if you can tap right elbow to left knee. Absolutely not happening. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it down. You've got 3 more here. Last one. Come through center just briefly. We're going to change the cross of our legs. As you inhale, sweep those arms all the way up to the sky. And then big open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let those arms swap down. 1 more. Inhale, open it up. Try not to whack your hands on the floor. As you exhale, let it go. If you like to come into Shavasana or any other resting position to finish, you may feel free to do that. Otherwise, thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.